It's the OCGFAM show. Today we're talking about flushing. Gaia versus Herc. What's the difference? Why would you do one over the other? Let's get into it. It's the holiday season. Whoop-de-doo! Hey there, Bob Morgan's Constant Gardener. Welcome to the OCGFAM show to you, my YouTube buddies. What's going on? How's everybody doing? Let me know in the comments and we'll talk about it after the show. Right now, let's just get into the show. Actually, no. Let's some show notes. Tomorrow or the next day, Scott and I are going to do a Thanksgiving episode. I don't know exactly what that'll be, but there'll certainly be some viewer questions and talking about the past, the future, that kind of thing. And Cyber Mutt Day. There's going to be a sale at OCGFAM.com. We do a little bit of holiday sale stuff, so that's coming up. We'll talk about that more when we do the show, when we got the actual details on it. But I still got an episode today. Let's get into that. Flushing. And this is prescient to the... Prescient, is that a word? This is important to talk about now because I'd like to get some questions, comments, thoughts about this for that episode. We're talking about the Gaia flush versus the Herculean harvest flush. And we had a question on a viewer questions episode. Someone said, because we talked about using the Gaia flush to drop pH. And they said, well, so do you use the Herculean flush to raise it? No. You do not. But more importantly, in this clip that I'm going to show you, we talk a little bit about the differences between the two and how that all works. So watch the clip, and I'll talk to you after. We've been talking about the Gaia flush for the last 5 or 6 episodes of the small show. The Gaia gives you more drop than the Herc does. The Herc does not bring it up. The Herc still lowers it.
Zeus juice might bring you up a little, but it's not stable because the humic acid is just a high pH product.
So Olympus Up is the only product for bringing up your mixture, and then there are other things if you're going into your soil with the lime, the garden lime, and that sort of thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I had another guy tell me that the Circes brings my pH up and my Herc brings it back down, and I'm like, they're the same pH, so I'm not sure how that chemically is working.
Well, and then also I wanted you to get to the point of, like, the reason you use the Gaia over the Herc is a situation with pH more so than a situation with ppm that might be more effective with the Herc. Is that correct? Am I saying that right?
Kind of. I mean, yes. I think it's more effective because, you know, Herc has fulvic acid and stable.
Yeah.
So there's not a huge consortium of organic acids being derived from the digestion of all this stuff we've done. Gaia has a lot because it's all these different elements that we've broken down, so they are releasing these different enzymes, these different acids, these different proteins. So not only can we react that higher pH carbonate in the soil by adding that down, I mean, it just reacts to that faster, but more importantly, it's a broad spectrum food, so not only is it reducing pH, but it's still offering like the full gamut of food that the plant needed instead of just reacting to pH. Just doing Hercs all the time is fine. It won't really do a lot of damage, but you're missing a giant chunk of the recipe that the plants still want to eat, even when you're trying to correct the pH issue. So I think it's a far more effective, big picture pH reducing product, Gaia is, because it is offering that food along with the reaction in the soil to get the pH lowered.
Let me ask a follow-up on this one. If you can just give me some kind of feel for, if I'm in a situation where I've got some issues, but still got hungry plants, where I'm still wanting to feed them with the Gaia kind of situation, how would this affect my flush day or my tea days, and would I just skip flush and tea days in this situation?
If you're running an issue and, you know, like, especially people that are running these new LEDs and they can't keep their ppms up in their slurries, and then they're still doing a feed flush and a feed tea. It's like, you don't have anything there for the flush, and there's certainly not anything left for the tea. So feed. Then go back to feed flush if you can get your parts per million into that window of happiness. So yeah, I mean, it's not a given to just do the FF, you know, the feed flush, because you can be flushing out whatever you just built in from the last 2 feeds can be flushed out, and you're right back to the low ppm situation.
It's going over and over again. You're Groundhog Day in the whole situation.
Literally, yeah. Except for you have Groundhog Day and the day after, then a reset. So you're getting 2 Groundhog Days.
It's even worse.
Way worse.
Okay, what do you think of that? Informative, entertaining, helpful? What questions, comments, thoughts did that bring up? And what do you think we ought to do tomorrow, next day, when we do the Thanksgiving show? So I'll see you tomorrow. I love you. Let's talk in the comments. The OCG Fam Show. It's pretty good. It happens every day. It's the OCG Fam Show. See you tomorrow.